I can't hear it now. And Horahan will be taking the jump for the Pride.
A little bit of technical difficulties to start the game, but we're all good now.
We are. Blake Arena is ready to go. Both teams ready to go. And we are underway. Jump is won by number 33, Alex Goslin. Take the ball up the court, past number 24, Emily Jakes, into Sam Horahan. Back over to Steph Lyons, dribbles in towards the baseline, back out to Taylor Hall. Hall takes a shot from mid-range, it's good, and Springfield strikes first.
Something you really don't see that often is Taylor Hall taking a jump shot. Usually you see her in the paint working down low, but why not when you have that much space and it's the first shot of the game? Absolutely,
and Ruffner is going to take it up for the Pioneers, dribbles in towards the right, guarded tightly by Jakes. Takes up a layup, and it is good. Just like I said, Ruffner putting the first points on the board for Smith.
Good little move there. That hesitation really confused her defender, and quick, easy 2 points.
Jakes with the ball, passes into Horahan, back into Jakes, dribbling now to Goslin. Screen is set by Hall. Goslin dribbling in, double. Back into Steph Lyons. Steph Lyons drives, put up his blocks. Shot by Jakes is no good. Rebounded by number 25, Amelia Claremont.
Seemed like a really sloppy play from Springfield there. Goslin's used to having 2 defenders on her and still being able to score, but gave it over to Lyons. Just really poor placement after that.
Shot is put up by number 10, Shell Gleisner, and that's a three-pointer that's good for Smith with an early 5-2 lead.
Still really early in the game. Great shot by Smith and really quieting this Blake Arena crowd.
Horahan now with it. Gives it to Goslin, dishes out to Jakes beyond 3.
The last game we saw Springfield, we saw Emily Jakes taking a lot of shots early. She started hitting them, don't get me granted, but as the game went on, she slowly started to miss more and more shots.
Ball is going to be brought up by Gleisner, dribbles in, passes out to 25, Claremont. Claremont dribbling in, loses the ball, and that's going to be a turnover.
Good defense. Just put your hands up, let her dribble herself out of bounds.
And Goslin's going to work the offense for the Pride. Dribbles in to Jakes. Steph Lyons over back to Goslin. Goslin passes to Horahan. Horahan puts up a shot from close to the free throw line. It is good, and Sam Horahan has gotten herself on the board.
Like I said about Horahan, she really can do everything for this team. As a freshman as well, she really took a step up. Talk about being in the starting lineup, slowly turning herself into the #1 option on this team. She's played really well as the season's progressed.
And it's extremely impressive to see from a freshman like Horahan.
Exactly.
Passes into Joe Whalen, and that's going to be an easy bucket for Joe Whalen. She's on the board.
We talked about Sam Horahan, and then right there, a little bit of miscommunication on defense leaves somebody wide open down low.
Goslin dishes to Jakes, back to Hall. Jakes dribbling in, puts up a shot. It is good. Emily Jakes is on the board for the Pride.
Like I said with Jakes, she can almost be that wild card for this team because she likes to shoot. She will if she has the space, and she could be like that little, like I said, the wild card for this team.
Another turnover for Smith, a traveling violation against Ruffner, and Springfield's going to retake possession, trying to gain the lead here.
Now, one thing with basketball, just like most other sports, but I think it's the most important when we're talking about basketball, is momentum. Whenever you go on these little 6-0 runs or something like that, that really can shift the game around.
And those are things that you look at the end of a game where it's like, well, you know, we had that run and that made a difference in the entire contest. Great job by Steph Lyons there to knock the ball off Smith.
Going back to that, not many times do you see a game where it's constantly back and forth. Talking about the men's game earlier where it was back and forth for most of the game, but a couple of runs by Coast Guard really just set that game apart.
And that's really the big picture in the end of the game. 3 was put up by Jakes, no good. Rebound goes to Smith. And Caitlin Pikyuka is going to take it up. Ruffner now with the ball back in to Claremont. Claremont dribbling in, puts up a layup, no good. Rebound goes to Steph Lyons. Oh no, but it's stolen now by Smith, and the layup is no good. And Taylor Hall is going to reset it. That was a steal by Gleisner there.
Seemed like a very easy layup for Smith to make after the takeaway, but unfortunate miss for them. Lucky on the Springfield side, in my opinion.
You can't be, you got to be more careful after rebounds like that. Goslin now dribbles into the right, guarded tightly. Now it's a Hall. Hall from around the three-point line. Shot is short. Rebounded by Smith.
Seeing Taylor Hall not afraid to shoot today, which is something a little out of the ordinary, as usually she's a pass-first kind of player.
Ruffner dribbles, loses her dribble, back out to Claremont. Claremont from deep, no good. Rebound, tossed around, and it looks like it's going to be off Goslin. And Smith is going to maintain possession here.
This women's team for Springfield, they have so many, quote, secret weapons. As Goslin, who's really been the leader of this team, the leading scorer as well, last game kind of, took the back seat. Sam Horahan had a great day, as she's currently being subbed out, but you have games where Goslin can go off. I talked about Emily Jakes going off, and, first year Sam Horahan. So Coach Graves has a lot of different cards she has up her sleeve, and you never know who's going to step up tonight.
Stolen by Steph Lyons. Excellent steal there. Towing down the court is Lyons. She puts up a layup. Foul is called. Shot is no good, but Steph Lyons will be going to the line for two. You mentioned Nico. Horahan getting subbed out. Lauren Rudolph has checked in for the Pride.
Steph Lyons is really just that all-around player for this Springfield team. Can play defense, can play great offense, and right there with the steal just proves it.
And her first free throw is up, no good.
Also, obviously the bucket didn't go in, but that was a great attempt on the layup.
I mean, excellent sequence of events there. The steal, the getting the foul on the layup attempt, and her second free throw is good. Game is now tied with 5 minutes left.
At the end of the day, it's points you got off a possession that wasn't yours to begin with.
Exactly.
So.
Gleisner dribbling the ball towards the right side of the court, passes out to Claremont. Screen is being set by Piknuka, and shot is put up, no good. Rebound once again goes to Lyons. Now out to Goslin to Rudolph. Rudolph dribbling up the right side of the court. Into Jakes towards the baseline. Now Hall down low, back out to the corner. And Goslin's going to dribble in from the left. Jakes. And they're going to have call of travel on Emily Jakes.
That was one thing the Springfield team struggled with last game, is there were a lot of travels, a lot of sloppy turnovers. Granted, they still came out with the win, but those little mistakes can happen as you progress through the tournament.
Timeout has been called for the first time in this game by Springfield. Nico, what have you seen from both teams so far?
I've seen a lot of just fast-paced offenses, which it's accustomed to when you're talking about the Springfield team. For Smith, both being a 3 seed as well, they're a very talented team, sitting at 22-4 on the season, while Springfield has a 19-7 record. Both of them playing very competitive. 7-7 game, really been back and forth, and that's what I like to see in a playoff game.
I mean, it looks like it's going to have some fierce atmosphere and maybe some back and forth throughout. Like you said, it's going to really come down to whoever gets that momentum, whoever has those big runs.
Exactly. When you're talking about that, it's just when you're going back and forth the whole time, it's almost frustrating in a way when you're giving but also giving up. And then, say Springfield goes on a 4-0 run, it's almost demoralizing for their opponent and vice versa. So whoever can have that small little breakaway, I feel like is going to take this game.
Rachel Vinton is checked in for the Pride as Smith is going to inbound the ball. Eljo Whalen is taking the inbound. Looks like it's going to go out to Gleisner, who's going to dribble it up. Jesse Ruffner now with the ball. Dribbling towards the right side. And they're going to call a foul on Lauren Rudolph on the floor.
Lauren Rudolph verbally upset with that one, as you can tell. Really just put her hands up, tried to stick with her defender, but still get the foul blown.
Joe Whalen now taking the inbound, goes out to Ruffner. Guarded once again by Rudolph. Ruffner looking for an option. Dribbles in, now back. Now out to Joe Whalen. To Claremont. Claremont dribbling in. Puts up a layup, it is good. Amelia Claremont with a great layup and a drive.
Whole lot of contact, still found a way to drive to the lane. Something I can always respect from a player.
Certainly. Goslin now over to Rudolph. Rudolph after the screen set by Hall. Out to Vinton. Vinton. Pass was intended for Rudolph, picked off by Amelia Claremont. Claremont now dribbling up. Another pass intercepted by Goslin. Goslin dribbling up the court, dribbles, passes up to Vinton. Vinton goes up for a layup. Foul's not called, and the layup is no good. A lot of fast-paced offense here. as Claremont is going to take a three. No good. Rebound, tossed around, goes to Jakes, back out to Goslin. Goslin and Vinton.
They are not stopping right now.
A lot of fast-paced action. Vinton passes out to Rudolph, back to Goslin, beyond three. And looks like they're going to reset the offense here as Rudolph dribbles in, puts up shot, no good, gets her own rebound, back out to Jakes. Now to Goslin.
Surprised Jakes didn't try to shoot that right there.
Certainly had an open option there. Decided to kick to Goslin instead. Goslin goes to three. Shot is no good. Rebound tossed around by Vinton. Vinton puts up a layup. It is good. Some second chance points there from Springfield.
Finally, I mean, we just saw 4 consecutive possessions where it's back and forth, back and forth. Nobody was able to get anything, and Vinton able to put that back in, which is it's a crucial part of the game. I think offensive rebounds are so underlooked because it gives you a second chance, and right there, it helps Springfield out in abundance.
Foul is going to be called. Looks like it's going to be on Taylor Hall as the pass went out to Joe Whalen. And some subs going to be made here. Horahan checking back in for Springfield. Checking in for Smith, number 3, Emily Zehner, as well as number 22, Morgan Morrison. As Gleisner's going to dribble it out here. Dribbling in, puts up a shot. No good. Rebound Jakes.
Gleison really likes that little step back, or not that crossover floater move, as we've seen it twice already tonight, but didn't work right there.
Emily Jakes puts up a shot, no good. Rebound Ruffner. As Smith taking it easy now, as they're going to set their offense up.
It seems like this first quarter's really gone by fast, Dan.
Absolutely, only 2 minutes left. And Gleisner dribbling in, passes in to Morrison. Morrison puts up a shot, guarded tightly, no good, gets her own rebound, puts up another layup, and that is no good, but a foul is called. Morgan Morrison with a great offensive rebound on her own shot, and she's going to go to the line.
The one thing I will say that Sam Horahan needs a little bit of improvement on is her interior defense. Obviously, there's not much you can do when they have that angle on you, but simply putting your hands up, that's not the best when they have the lane.
First free throw's up, no good. The game will remain tied for now, as Morrison awaits her second of 2 free throws. Madeline Fay is going to check in for the Pride, and that looks like it's going to be on the next dead ball, as Morrison's free throw is up and good. Smith regains the lead.
Yeah, Horahan tried to go for the block on that last play. Ball went up. She hit the hand, whistle blown. Simple as that.
Now Rachel Vinton's going to take it up for the Pride. Passes out to Goslin towards the left. Goslin dribbling towards the arc. Nice pump fake. Back out to Vinton for 3. No good. Rebound, Madeline Fay, but they're going to call, looks like an offensive foul on Springfield. Looks like it's going to be a foul on Fay.
Yeah, they thought that she had a push on the loose ball foul, so it's going to be a Smith ball.
And Gleiser's going to take it back up for the Pioneers.
Both teams not shooting well to start the night. Smith 4 for 12, while Springfield sitting at 4 for 14.
And that's certainly been a key to the low scoring. And his great pass from Joe Whalen goes into Ruffner. And Smith with a 3-point lead with 1:25 left in the first quarter. Goslin passes out to Vinton. Vinton dribbling in, passes to Rudolph beyond the 3. Rudolph dribbling in, back out to Goslin.
Smith playing really strong defense to start this game.
Absolutely, Goslin dribbling in, gets the foul call. Oh, gets a travel called against her. That's another turnover for Springfield. And Smith will regain possession with 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining.
Both teams already with 4 turnovers in this game.
A lot of sloppy play. I mean, not great shooting, a lot of turnovers.
Exactly.
Not the best, most clean game of basketball that we've seen. As Ruffner passes in to Morrison. Morrison puts up a layup, no good. And that seemed like it looks like that's going to be another foul call against Smith. But that really seemed like a forced layup attempt, Nico. She was guarded by 3 or 4 women.
Exactly. I saw at least 2 on her, and a simple pass out could really give you the open person, but went for it herself, like you said, really tried to force it, almost try to get that foul call, but nothing called. Springfield ball.
And Vinton's going to take it back up. Dribbling in towards the left side of the court, passes out to Goslin. Goslin looking for an option. And she's going to pass out to Fay, back to Vinton on the other side. 18 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Out to Rudolph. In down low to Horahan. Horahan posting up on the defenders. Puts up a layup. No good. Rebound goes out to Ruffner, and the shot clock is turned off.
Horahan really off to a slow start to the game.
Looks like Lyons is going to check back in. Should there be a dead ball? And Ruffner looks like they're going to wait for the last shot here off the screen, dribbling in. Out to the corner, almost stolen, but rebounded. Out to the corner. Gleisner takes a three towards the buzzer. It is good! End of the first quarter on the buzzer beater by Shel Gleisner.
Wow.
I mean, wide open there off the offense. And
Great.
Smith,
as you were saying?
Smith has a 15-9 lead after one quarter.
Great shot by Smith, and the opponent's side of the bleachers clearly heard that one as they went absurd. I mean, what a great pass. Typically, I mean, I said this before, I'm holding my breath whenever I see that pass go right across the arc. They land it, they shoot the three. Now, Dan, what are you really seeing both teams do well and or do poorly to start?
Well, I mean, I think we've touched on what could be done better. You know, you mentioned the shooting for both teams has been subpar. A lot of turnovers on both sides, and it's just certainly just not the cleanest game of basketball. I mean, I think the difference right now is just Smith is getting better looks, they're getting better shots, and they're falling.
Exactly. Springfield has had a couple looks here and there, but their open shots are not falling. As looking at it, I know we just made a quick update. Smith now 5 for 14 from the field, still not great, but Springfield 4 for 16 really needs to change.
That cannot happen in a playoff game.
Exactly. The Springfield team is known to have its inconsistent shooting days from the three-point line, but just the field goals percentage in general needs to improve, as this team typically shoots about 39% from the field, and right now they're at 25%.
Any particular players you're looking at to step up here?
I'm going to keep talking about it. I mean, my player of the game, Sam Horahan, needs to step up. She's really had a slow start to the game, and she's a crucial part of this offense for the Pride.
And Smith is going to inbound now. Pikyuka is going to pass into Gleisner. And she's going to run the offense here for the Pioneers. Guarded tightly by Goslin. Waiting for an option. Passes out to Claremont. Claremont into Pikyuka. Back out to Gleisner. Gleisner off the screen is going to take a three. No good. And an offensive rebound from Claremont as the ball went away from everybody else. Dribbling back out. Cross-court pass. Gleisner dribbling in. Great move there. Shot attempt is no good. Rebound Claremont. And Pikyuka is going to put up a second chance points there for the Pioneers.
That's really poor play by Rachel Vinton there, where she was in line for the rebound. Almost seemed a little careless with it, went over her head, and because of that, Smith player was able to take the ball right away.
8-point lead now for the Pioneers as Horahan's going to take a three, and that is good. Sam Horahan with a big three, and it is now a 17-12 Smith lead.
Springfield desperately needed that shot, down by 8. Now you shrink it to a 5-point game where you don't hit that three and Smith responds with another bucket, then things could go poorly.
And momentum being gained here as the steal is gotten by Springfield. Foul against Smith, and Vinton is going to go for the line after the steal and the layup attempt.
I mean, after that attempt, how do you not get the whistle blown?
Absolutely. I mean, that was borderline assault.
But you brought up the word momentum. Exactly. You hit a three, you respond here. You make both these free throws, you bring it back to a 3-point game.
And they're right back in this. Vinton's first free throw is up. No good. It bounced around the rim. Just unlucky there from Rachel Vinton. Second attempt is up. Once again, no good. Tough misses there for Vinton.
Exactly. These teams have played each other recently. As you did go back to February 12th, this is the last time they played, and Springfield was able to take the victory 72-53. So it's by a wide margin, but right now it's all Smith, if you're asking me, Dan.
Not only that, but it was at Smith. Springfield came into their court and did that as Claremont's going to get a big drive and a layup there, and it's back to a 7-point lead for the Pioneers.
As of right now, it's they're flipping the script, Dan. Flipping the script.
It's Jakes dribbling out back to Lyons. Lyons puts up a three. No good. Rebound being tossed around, got by Jakes. Springfield has had some big offensive rebounds in this one early on.
That's what you need. An offensive rebound's a second chance, and who wouldn't want a second chance, Dan?
Everyone needs one, especially in the playoffs. Every chance you get matters. As Lyons dribbling in, passes in. Great pass down low to Faye, but no good on the layup attempt. That is a tough break for the Pride.
That can't happen. You're talking about a semifinal in the playoffs. You're wide open down low. You can't miss that layup. That's typical basketball.
That was as easy as it gets for Faye there.
Exactly.
And Smith coming off the nice break will get to reset their offense, up 7 with 7:50 left in the second quarter. Gleisner dribbles out, passes to Pignuka, back to Morrison, over to Claremont. Claremont dribbling, and ball is stolen, picked up by Vinton, and back over to Lyons. Lyons looking for an option, pass to Horahan. Great pump fake from the 3, and Sam Horahan is going to go to the line. Excellent execution from Horahan.
Horahan's starting to heat up a little bit. Pump fakes the 3, catches her defender jumping, starts driving, and gets that foul call. But a little flashback earlier, you talked about how Vinton was able to pick up that steal. Going back to Springfield's last game, I think the thing they did best was switching on defense. I called it like glue because they were just able to go through every screen, and they're doing the same tonight.
They're doing an excellent job in that regard as the first free throw from Horahan is up. Also, Grace Zindelet has checked into this game, replacing Madeline Fay. Second free throw attempt from Horahan incoming. No good. And Smith able to take advantage. Now, Springfield not looking great from the free throw line earlier in this one.
Only 1 of 4 going into that free throw attempt, so.
Claremont dribbling towards the right side of the court, looking for an option, passes in to Pignuka. Pignuka rolls up for a layup, no good. Rebound to Horahan. And great defense there down low from the Pride.
Horahan simply saying, why not? Let me dribble it up myself.
Taking full control, essentially, as Lyons now dribbling to outside the arc. Passes into Horahan. Horahan going to dribble from the left side. Picks up a foul and one! Excellent shot from Horahan, taking over Nico just like you said. She has stepped up in a big way in the second quarter.
Blake Arena clearly like that one, as this has been all Sam Horahan in the second quarter.
Aljo Whalen's going to check back in, replacing Morrison, as Horahan looking to complete the end one with the incoming free throw, which Springfield could desperately use as they've struggled from the free throw line early in this game. And it is good, and one completed by Sam Horahan. It is a 3-point game.
Point number 7 for Horahan as well.
As Gleister is going to take it back up. Passes out to Joe Whalen. Now over to Ruffner. Ruffner being guarded by Zindelet. Inside to Pignuka, back out to Ruffner. Ruffner looking for an option as 13 seconds remain on the shot clock. Still looking, screen is set by Joe Whalen, and she's going to take a 3. No good, airballed, and that's going to be Springfield ball.
Springfield is getting loud now. As you see, number 25 for Springfield, Grace Zindelet, really getting hyped up after that great defense.
That was excellent execution on the defensive side.
Like I said, Springfield's been really good at just slipping through those screens. Got a hand in her face on that shot, and that's why it was airballed.
Excellent contesting from the defense there as Vinton dribbling in, guarded tightly by Gleisner, puts up a shot, no good, rebound, but it goes off her leg, it looks like, and it's going to be Smith ball. Nope, it is going to be Smith ball. After some discussion from the refs, they're deciding that the call is going to stand.
Questionable play by Vinton there. You see 2 defenders right under the hoop. You decide to drive instead of kicking it out to Lyons, who is wide open in the corner.
As Gleisner is going to take it back up. Guarded by Vinton. Passes out to Joe Whalen. Joe Whalen passes to Ruffner from around the free throw line. Dribbling in on the right side. Guarded by Zindelet. Got her jumping. And a great pump fake there from Ruffner. As Steph Lyons quickly taking it back up.
Seemed as if she got 2 players jumping there.
Zindelet from the corner is good. Grace Zindelet from the right-handed corner of the court. 3-pointer, 2-point game. Smith.
Springfield really needed that to keep this game close. Great shot as well.
Gleisner passes tipped, intercepted off the tip from Vinton. And out to Zindelet. Emily Jakes going for the layup to tie the game. Offensive foul. They're going to call a charge on Jakes. And that is a huge break there for Smith.
Personally, I didn't really see the charge. I
didn't think she was set.
No bias there. I thought the defender was moving, so I'm not the NBA or the rule book here, but if they're moving, that's not a charge.
Alex Goslin's going to check back in for Springfield. And that might be just what they need here. They need that sort of energy that Goslin brings to the court during aggressive times like these where you need to get back and tie the game.
Exactly. I mean, she's going to be that leader for the team. So if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be her.
Pass goes inside to Pignuka, and ball's going to be off Springfield, and we're going to get an inbound pass here for the Pioneers. It looks like Claremont will be inbounding. Pass goes out. Some confusion there over to Gleisner. Now back out into the corner to Claremont. Passes into Joe Whalen. Joe Whalen dribbling in. Back out into the corner. Back around. Smith swinging the ball around. Claremont takes a great shot at the buzzer beater for the shot clock. No good. Rebound goes out to Jakes. Goslin got pressured, and they're going to call a foul there on Gleisner.
Going back to that last possession, it almost seemed like Springfield was scrambling at every time. They started passing around the arc. Springfield was just adjusting through panic. Still found a way to contain them there.
It seemed like Smith had some open shots there they didn't take either.
Exactly. I mean, when you're passing the ball around like that and Springfield's really scuffling on defense, you know that last pass you're going to make is going to be open. But instead, while behind the arc, they decided to dribble in and just take a little mid-range and wasn't able to fall.
And Horahan, like you mentioned, at the end of the first quarter, she's starting to heat up. 9 points now in this game, 7 in the second quarter.
Exactly, 9 points in the game, 3 for 6 from the field, 2 for 3 from free throw. Also has 1 rebound, but other than that, I mean, looking at the roster, Zindelet has 3, Vinton has 2, Jakes has 2, Hall has 2. So it's really just been all Horahan this quarter.
And it's amazing to see that sort of presence that she has as a first year, where it seems like, you know, when she goes, the rest of the team is going. She's leading this team in a playoff game.
Exactly.
I mean, the first year.
You look on the other side like Lesnar and Ruffner and Claremont, all sharing the wealth pretty well. 2 of them have 6 points, and Claremont has 4. So it's almost been 2 different sides, 2 different types of basketball by these 2 teams.
It certainly is. Springfield's going to come out of the timeout. Zindelet looks like it's going to inbound to Goslin, who's going to take it up.
One thing with Goslin as well is right now not filling up the score sheet, but she doesn't have to make that impact on this team.
No, I mean, her presence alone is just huge for Springfield every single game.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it any better.
Great pass in from Goslin to Zindelet, and just like we just said, excellent pass there down low from Goslin to Zindelet to complete a layup.
Just beautiful ball work by Springfield right now.
As Claremont is dribbling in, big drive guarded by multiple people, and she's going to pick up the foul there. As Amelia Claremont is going to head to the line.
Seen a very different second quarter compared to the first. First quarter, Smith with 15, Springfield only 9. Still have 4 minutes left in this quarter, and Springfield already has 9 points compared to Smith's 6.
Claremont's first free throw is good.
Make it 7.
And there's a 2-point lead, looking to become 3 for the Pioneers. Shot is up, once again good. Big free throws there from Claremont as Goslin's going to reset the offense. Passes into Zindelet, back out at the top of the key to Lyons. Emily Jakes dribbling in, passes out to Horahan. Horahan with a pump fake and a pass across the court to Lyons. And Lyons is going to try and almost picked up her dribble. Goslin, what a drive without even dribbling. Puts up a solid layup there, and we got a 1-point contest.
Goslin seems like a magician because no matter what, she somehow finds every time she drives, she finds a way for her bucket to fall.
Pignuka passes out to Joe Whalen. Ruffner with an open 3. His shot is up and good.
Smith really needed that to keep expanding on the lead. Only up by 1 at that point. Now they have a little bit of room with a 4-point lead, but trying to take away any momentum that Springfield's trying to get right now.
Huge 3 from Jesse Ruffner. Zindelet passes into the corner to Lyons. Lyons looking for options, dribbling in towards the right side. Now back to Jakes in the corner. 10 seconds left on the shot clock as Goslin is going to drive, put up a mid-range shot, contested. It is no good. And looks like Ruffner is going to try and reset this Pioneer offense here.
With the shot clock going down, it seemed like Goslin just chucked that one up with nothing else to look at, and Coach Graves clearly upset right now.
Ruffner looking for options. Picks up the dribble, back out to Joe Whalen into Pignuka. Pignuka looking for options. 5 seconds on the shot clock. She's going to drive, and a travel is called against Smith. That's going to be against Kaylin Pignuka.
Really looked like a poor travel call right there as well. Not much room to work with. Little things can't happen in the playoffs. I'm going to say that numerous times. Those little mistakes, travel calls, the worst mistake I think you can make outside of a double dribble.
Absolutely. And Zindelet passes in. Great pass down low to Horahan. No foul is called, but the rebound is gotten by Goslin. Goslin's going to pass back down to Lyons. To Jakes for three. Shot is up. It is good. Emily Jakes on the second chance points. It is back to a 1-point contest.
Springfield really trying to dig themselves out of the hole they started with in the first half, or the first quarter, excuse me. But every time they score, Smith somehow finds a way to respond. So like I said, I'm really liking this back and forth action, but Smith went on that little run, and that's keeping them that one step ahead of Springfield.
Hook shot there from Claremont is going to bring it back to a 3-point lead as we're now with 2 minutes remaining in the half. Zindelet dribbling in towards Lyons. Lyons takes a three after the dribble is no good. Rebound knocked around, and it's going to be a foul against Alex Goslin, attempting to get the rebound back.
That was a really good play by Lyons. She found a way to separate herself with that little step back, but very poor shot, or very poor shot result, I should say. But
Jesse Ruffner is going to take the ball back up for the Pioneers, looking to expand on a 3-point lead late in the second quarter. Passes out to Claremont, back over to Ruffner. Passes in, knocked around, and looks like Claremont's going to pick it up into the corner to Zamer. Takes a three, no good. Rebound to Joe Whalen, once again no good. And Springfield gets the rebound as Goslin's going to take it back up, going full speed ahead. Takes the layup, foul is called. No, a travel, I'm sorry. Goslin's going to get a travel called against her.
The thing with Goslin's play is when she drives in, she's always going to take those every step she can. So every once in a while you're going to see a travel called on her. But again, like I just said a few possessions ago, travels can't happen. Turnovers can't happen.
No, exactly, especially in these playoff atmospheres where everything counts, everything matters.
Smith up to 8 turnovers while Springfield sitting with 6.
Turnover heavy game early as Ruffner's going to use a pump fake and go for the layup, no good. And Goslin's going to dribble it back up. Passes out into the corner to Zindelet. Zindelet takes a three, no good. And rebound goes out to Joe Whalen with 47 seconds left on the clock as Claremont's going to take it back up. Stopped quickly, though, by Goslin. Joe Whalen passes out to Ruffner. Ruffner dribbling at the top of the key. Dribbles in towards the right side of the court. And they're going to get a foul called against Springfield. That's going to be against, looks like Emily Jakes.
One thing Smith is doing really well is they're messing with the pace of play. They'll start really slow, then they'll start working their way up, and they'll work a lot faster. The faster they work, they just catch Springfield on their toes every time.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Smith has the intensity picked up, and that's what Springfield's going to need to work on going into the half as the first free throw from Ruffner is up and good.
As you're saying?
They go up to a 4-point lead.
I talk about the Springfield team, how they've really been great transition defense, but so far today, when they're playing really fast, Springfield's really been panicking, and because of that, Smith's had some pretty good looks.
Second free throw from Ruffner. No good, but an offensive rebound there from Joe Whalen, and a double dribble is going to be called. Another turnover for Smith off of the offensive rebound, and Springfield's going to regain possession with roughly the same amount of time on the shot clock and game clock.
0.7 difference, Dan.
0.7 second. I mean, they're going to need those 0.7 seconds at the end if Springfield takes the last shot here.
Who knows?
As Vinton's going to run the offense for the Pride, passes out to Goslin, over to Lyons.
I would expect a really long possession here by the Pride.
I expect them to take a lot of the time, maybe look for the last shot as Taylor Hall passes out to Goslin. Looks like they aren't working too far beyond the arc here as Vinton now dribbling in towards the free throw line, back out to Goslin. Goslin dribbling in, puts up a layup. It is good. Excellent drive from Alex Goslin. 5 seconds left on the game clock for the half. And Ruffner's going to chuck up a shot from half court off the backboard and no good. And we're going to go into the half with Smith leading 29-27.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our halftime interview series. I am your host, Sammy Pavlov, a recent virtual graduate of Smith College and field hockey player. And I am so excited. We are joined today by co-hosts of Strahan, Sarah, and Kiki. Sarah Haynes. So nice to have you, Sarah.
Thank you so much, and congratulations, Sammy, on your graduation.
Oh, thank you, and shout out to the class of 2020. We did it. And Sarah, I wanted to thank you, for the kind words that we chatted before this, and I also wanted to congratulate you on your Daytime Emmy nomination. You must be so excited.
I'm amazingly excited because I've had nominations before. This one's special because this was a show we started from nothing. So this one's a badge of honor. Just the nomination is a victory.
Yes, I'm so excited, and we will be following that. We are rooting for you.
Thank you.
I want to ask, what have your days been looking like in quarantine?
They're very kid focused. I have 3 young kids. The oldest is 4.5, then a 2.5, and then a almost 1-year-old. And I love being a mommy, but I always knew having a career was what would fill my tank to be a mommy. So right now I'm doing full tank mommy while trying to work. So this is definitely stretching the boundaries of what I was comfortable with and challenging me in ways I never foresaw. But we are healthy and we are fed and we have, we can put food on the table. So we're doing okay.
Same over here. And that is so good to hear. And because this is a Smith halftime series, I want to know what brought you from Iowa to Northampton, Massachusetts? Why Smith? And what was it like at Smith?
Okay, so I always wanted to go to the Northeast for academics because my mom always said that's the heart of all education and academics. So I only looked in the Northeast. My sisters had both started going to a women's school in Missouri called Stevens. And so I'd never looked at a women's specific school, but I knew I wanted to play volleyball, and I knew it would be, I could never play above Division III. Division III is amazingly competitive, but if I had any chance of seeing the court, I had to be D3. So that took me to small schools. I also knew academically, first and foremost, academically, I would thrive in smaller environments because I'm the kid that needs to raise my hand and have one-on-one attention. I'll be lost in big crowds. Smith checked all those boxes, and I'd come to look at Yale, and I ended up looking at Smith and Mount Holyoke as well. And there was something nostalgic about the fact that basketball had started at Smith. There was this, nothing against Mount Holyoke, because I think we're all sister colleges and it's amazing. But when I went to Mount Holyoke, there was this beauty to the campus and I loved it. And it was small. It checked a lot of boxes, but there wasn't like a hunger there. Something about me has always been competitive. And I've always been, I wanted to feel like I wasn't just playing a D3 sport and at a small women's school. I wanted to feel fierce. And when I came to Smith and met Bonnie May, who I would be playing volleyball for, but also walked around, God, I love her, legend. But I walked around the camp. She is a legend for sure. But I walked around the campus and there was this fervor, there was this energy that made me feel like there was something to aspire to. There was nothing comfortable. It kind of challenged me just visiting it. And something clicked in that visit. And in one visit, I thought this is where I need to come because I'll continue what I know, which is volleyball. And it'll be D3, but it'll be competitive. It'll feel good. And the academics speak for themselves. I knew I'd be elevating, I'd be reaching, and it would be such an accomplishment to be able to finish at Smith. So that made the decision for me.
Yeah. And what was it like studying government and balancing volleyball?
Honestly, I think anyone that's ever been an athlete knows you're at your best when you're balancing, like when you're in season. It always feels so tough when you're doing it. You're like, I never have time. Like I'm always doing this. But then when you're out of season, you realize you were better in season because there's a structure, there's an expectation, there's time management. You don't waste time. You also, your morale, you get so much energy out of you, mental and physical, with your team, and your team becomes your home. I mean, my Smith memories are my volleyball team. So I think it wasn't as much managing it. It was kind of my magic pill for doing it all was my sport, was volleyball.
And years later, you still talk to Bonnie May. Are you still in contact with your teammates?
Yes, I just saw them. I think it was a year ago. They surprised me on our show for my birthday. And it's funny because people say this all the time as they get older, that it goes in a blink of an eye. But I still feel like an athlete. I still feel like I honestly played volleyball up until right before I had kids competitively here in New York. So I really am an athlete. But
you are
my team, I am. None of them have aged. They look the same. And you blink your eyes and you're like, has it been that long since we were all our everyday? These were my people. So I do keep in touch. Every connection I have is really, even in high school, it's all through my sports. Sport was it's such a part of my constitution and who I am. So absolutely. And that was the highlight of my Smith career.
And thinking back on your time, was there any favorite memories from volleyball? Any competition
It's
memories?
so funny. There are that we and I'm forgetting the exact memory. Bonnie May would be able to shed light. We were ECAC. We went really far. I don't think maybe we won. I don't remember. But the bigger memories are like the Harold's ice cream trips. And so many of the conversations we had in the bus traveling places. It's funny, it's the more mundane memories that actually stay with me the longer. The high points are what you're aiming for, but it's the whole saying that, it's a journey, not a destination. It was the everyday journey that I remember the most.
That is so sweet. And now I want Harold's ice cream. So
I know, I love Harold's.
To get some. So taking you after Smith, did you know that you wanted to be a TV host, a journalist? I know you did the NBC Page program, but what was your vision?
So I actually I didn't know what the vision was called, but I was into more comedic acting, not journalism at all. And so I thought, I finished college, I finished Smith, which was my final goal. I was an athlete, I took off the jersey, I graduated, and I said, now rather than playing it safe and always achieving in the most standard ways, I'm going to go try something that my parents are probably going to frown upon. I'm going to head to New York, paid for by me, and I'm going to try my hand at this acting thing. And my dad, I still remember when I told him that, he was slicing a tomato in the middle of Iowa, and he's like, I didn't send you to Smith College to be an actress. Bam, drop that right there. So I went thinking, I want to learn TV. I want to finally try my shot at something that's not safe, that's not conventional. Now, meanwhile, I had tried to apply to Smith grad school because I thought my next plan was to teach. And the teaching program there at Smith is so big. And I thought, I'll come back to what has become familiar if this acting thing doesn't work out. And then I went, having never interned or done anything with definitely not journalism, but nothing in the business I was going into. I thought if I could join a Page program, that would be my boot camp of learning TV. And then I'll do acting classes at night. And that was the beginning of the journey. So I always knew I wanted to perform is the better word. I wasn't a hungry journalist. I'm more of a storyteller that happened into a news division. But I did always know I wanted that adrenaline, and I always compared it to sports. I compared it to my basketball days and my volleyball days. I knew I liked that feeling, and every guidance counselor said, think about what you love doing and get paid for it. It wasn't a linear path to a pro athlete career. It was, if I could get that rush of what I feel like when I'm playing and when I'm running out to a game and find a way to monetize that, that's where I want to be. And that was where I ended up.
Wow. That is,
so it's a little weird to think about, but you'd understand the rush I'm describing.
Yeah, of course I do. And monetize it, replicate it, and monetize it. That's the motto.
Yes.
What challenges did you face on your journey? Any big challenges that stick out?
Yeah. Some of the biggest challenges would be, as social media blew up, there's a lot of negativity in general, but especially when you put yourself out kind of with great power comes great responsibility, whatever Spider-Man said, or Peter Parker. But when you put yourself out there in a big way, you're opening yourself up to a lot of negativity. And I think just being a regular human, that hurts, like when you see negative stuff. So I think it's been learning myself enough on a bigger stage to say whether you're open. It's been a plus to be in contact with fans, but it's been a negative to be trolled. So I think I've kind of created a skill of knowing when I'm in the right headspace to interact with the chance of getting trolled, versus days I don't feel mentally or emotionally strong enough to have that kind of feedback that often ends up being negative. So I'd say social media, for its pluses and its minuses, has been one of the great challenges.
What are some things you do to cope with, when you're getting negative information to you on social media, or like when you need time to yourself? Are there certain things that you've been doing or practicing now in quarantine?
Yeah, I'm big on gratitude lists. So everything in my life has always been healed by gratitude. You name it, being a mom, being, a wife, being a friend, being in public. when I stop and ground myself in gratitude at the beginning of a day and say what life's really about, the people that are close to me, the people I love, when I can ground myself in that, I'm almost invincible. But it's a daily challenge because every day you fleet away from those things and you have to redirect. So I would say gratitude, meditation is big for me too.
That's something I need to try. I'll be honest. During my quarantine time, something I should pick up.
You really should. And someone told me a meditation master person said you can do 5 minutes. The moment, it's not how long you meditate, it's how frequently you meditate. So if you got yourself to meditate 5 days every day, you will be flexing the brain muscle that will eventually amount to pretty much a superpower.
And Sarah, I'm going to ask you to give some advice maybe to current student athletes at Smith. You know, we're in this uncertain time where everything is so up in the air. Do you have any advice to give to current student athletes?
Well, student athletes, I think, are already ahead of the game because you'll be able to continue to kind of flex that muscle of safety. I always said in a life of unknown, your sport offers you rules and boundaries that make sense to you. Wherever you play volleyball, wherever you play basketball, field hockey, whatever your sport is, it looks the same wherever you go. So if you always have that kind of anchored place, life will continue to scare you and look unknown. But if you continue to go back to your passions, which I often say you find outside of your paychecks, if you continue to ground yourself in that familiarity, you'll be fine. I also think there isn't one way to live. Like life is truly kind of the snowflake adventure of we all look unique and different. I remember being so hungry at your age to find a linear path. You know, we're taught, we matriculate, every year we change. If you major in this, you'll probably do this. If you want to be a lawyer, this is what you do. Yeah. There aren't straight lines in life. Those are so limiting. And nobody goes from point A to point B like the person before them did. So I think the biggest thing is always holding on to your inner voice, letting go of the shoulds, letting go of everyone that told you what you should do. Listen to find that woman inside of you that's been speaking and has been in there the whole time, and follow her every step of the way and keep checking back in. Because oftentimes we're also, to succeed, we've been raised in the American Idol model of holding on to dreams. So someday someone can say on TV, oh, when she was 3, she always said she wanted to be a singer, and we want to keep those dreams until we achieve them. But oftentimes we've changed. And if you don't check back in with yourself and allow yourself to redirect, you're going to miss out on things.
Wow. I feel like you're like talking right to me. And I think that's nice words for student athletes and also, you know, for the recent graduates that are entering the job market. I think it's really great advice, Sarah. I can't thank you enough. I feel like inspired. I feel like I should go play a field hockey game or something.
It gets you through. I would challenge you to stay with field hockey. I don't know how readily available field hockey is everywhere, but for volleyball, I ended up on a gay men's team in New York, and I played competitively for 5 years. I subbed one day for my brother's boyfriend, and I ended up trying out on my own because they said they're straight friendly and that I could try out and they'd place me based on my skill set. And I got placed and didn't leave. I traveled with the team. I was the only girl and I loved it.
Oh,
one of my proudest. I called my parents from New Orleans when I got MVP for this one tournament. And my mom and dad were like, why are you calling us? It's 2 a.m. I was like, Mom, I won. Like it was, so you don't have to be paid to be an athlete for the rest of your life. And that is a compass for most of us.
Sarah, thank you so much. From one Smith student athlete to another, I can't thank you enough. And personally, you're a role model to me. I watch your show. I follow you on social media. And I can say from a lot of people in the Smith community, it is so great to have you as an active alum and as a role model to others.
Oh, thank you so much, Sammy. I really appreciate it. Please keep in touch because I want to hear where you end up.
Oh, I definitely will. And that's about all the time we have. Again, I hope you and your family, you know, stay safe and be well. You know, take your time, meditate. And could you join us in a little Go Smith cheer? And then we'll get back to the basketball game.
Absolutely. Do I just say Go Smith?
We'll do a virtual hands in and say Go Smith. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go Smith! That was all impromptu. I didn't plan that, but a good cheer, you know.
I like it.
I wish we could have done it in person. Sarah, thank you so much. Really, it has been great.
Thank you, Sammy. I really appreciate it.
As Steph Lyons is ready to inbound the ball back into Goslin. Over to Lyons. In the corner to Jakes. Jakes looking for an option into Horahan. Horahan goes up for a layup. It is good. Excellent start to the half. For the Pride, it is tied up.
I was about to say, just like that, we have a tie game.
That's all it takes. Quick little, ball movement in there. Horahan able to get an excellent look as Eljo Whalen passes to Jesse Ruffner.
Springfield also really good at improving their shot selection. Now they're up to 12 for 31 from the field tonight. So
blocked by Horahan on the shot attempt by Joe Whalen. Passes up.
2-on-1.
Lions into Emily Jakes. Excellent look, and a foul is called on Emily Jakes. She's going to the line.
Jakes currently with 5 points on the night, 2 for 5 from the field, but also has 6 rebounds. So
when she can't get it done on the offensive side, where she's locking, she's making up for on the defensive side, and now she's going to the line.
Exactly.
Her first free throw is up, and it is good. Springfield is in the lead with 9:19 in the third quarter. Second shot up, no good. Rebound, Eljo Whalen goes out to Gleisner, and Gleisner is going to take it back up.
Let's see how Smith responds after that quick 3-0 run by Springfield.
Yeah, I mean, like you said earlier in the game, this is how momentum swings get started. Something like that, that's all it takes.
Exactly.
A quick layup and a free throw, and this game could really be turned on its head after that. It's looking for a shot, ball is deflected from Jakes, and it's going to be Smith ball getting inbound with 9 seconds left on the shot clock. So you're going to have to get an open look pretty quickly. You can't go with this sort of offense that they've been going through all night where it's be patient and look for an open shot.
Exactly, and I just want to highlight Taylor Hall in that in this current possession, because before the ball went out of bounds, completely shut down number 11 for Smith, allowing for no action to be made in the post.
Gleisner taking a quick shot with no time to shot clock. And it's going to be a shot clock violation against Smith. I mean, yeah, they waited way too long to get an open look there.
Forced it a little too much, and this is how momentum starts, Dan.
Absolutely, and let's see what Springfield, if they can take advantage here, is Goslin. Now dribbling up. Passes over to Jakes, now back to Horahan, guarded by Smith. Over to Jakes, looking for an open man, over to Goslin.
One thing we haven't seen from the Springfield team today is a lot of long passes, which we're really accustomed to seeing.
There's one across the court to Lyons. Lyons dribbling in, off balance on the layup attempt. She's going to get the foul call. Don't know if there was truly a foul there. It looked like, she may have exaggerated the foul a little bit, but nonetheless, it works out, and Steph Lyons is going to the free throw line.
The two reasons I'm not going to judge any foul calls tonight are because I'm not wearing the pinstripes, and I'm also not wearing my glasses, Dan.
Well, that's a good point, Nico. I do not see you with the glasses on, but Steph Lyons' first free throw is up, no good. As the chance to expand the lead is not going to go completely as they had hoped. If they could salvage one free throw here, they will have a 2-point lead. No good on the second free throw attempt. And
Springfield now 4 for 11 from the line. You're talking about 7 points missed. It just, again, playoff game. These mistakes can't happen.
And if it becomes a close game, that's something that you're going to look at the end.
Where could those 7 points have gone?
Exactly. As Gleister now dribbling in, tosses it out to another teammate. No good on the shot attempt. And Springfield's going to regain possession here. Shot was up by Peknuka there. It was no good.
This front court for Springfield has really had a great game. Talk about Horahan, Taylor Hall, Jakes, just really all playing really well.
And with the slow start, too, they've really picked it back up.
Exactly.
Goslin now dribbling in, passes out to Hall. Hall looking for an option. Dribbles in, and ball is lost, deflected by Smith, and it's going to be out of bounds against the Pioneers. And the Pride are going to inbound this ball with 9 seconds remaining, just like Smith did just a couple of minutes ago.
Both teams not shooting very well from 3. I mean, the Smith 3 for 9. That's not terrible, but could be a little bit better. And Springfield 2 for 8.
Goslin puts up a 3. It is no good.
2
Rebound.
for 9.
Rebound now goes out to Claremont. Claremont dribbling in, passes out, back from 3. Claremont puts up a 3. It's no good. Rebound goes out to Joe Whalen. Joe Whalen passes out at the top of the key now. Ruffner is going to reset the offense. Trying to dribble in. Now bounce back out beyond the three-point arc. 10 seconds remain on the shot clock for the Pioneers.
The Springfield team is usually a really good rebounding team. However, currently being out-rebounded by 5 tonight.
As Smith able to get the second chance points there, they've retaken the lead. And timeout is going to be called for Springfield.
That's what we were talking about, just the atmosphere of this game, how it's just been so dramatic, just because we thought Springfield was almost about to develop a run when they had those quick, easy 3 points to start the quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that was in the first, minute or so.
Exactly, and then it just got shut down completely, and it's just back to a 1-point game where Smith is in front, so it's been a weird game to say the least.
And that's huge for a team like Smith, to shut down a potential run like that when, the odds are, considering what Springfield did, that this could become a lot worse. But to be able to, have that good sort of damage control, that's exactly what you need in a playoff game.
Exactly. Both Springfield, the number 2 seed, Smith, the 3 seed, would be playing the winner of the semifinal game on the other side of the bracket, being MIT and Babson.
That's right.
So no matter what, I mean, if MIT comes out with the upset, you're going to get home court advantage.
Yeah. Do we have an update on the score of that game?
That is the question on hand. Currently, MIT is losing by 3 with 1:30 left.
Okay, we will keep you guys updated on the result of that game. Looks like it's going to come down to the wire between.
Actually, correction on that. MIT is winning by 3.
MIT is winning by 3. Remember this? That's the MIT team that defeated Springfield in the NEWMAC championships last year. As Springfield now looking to set up the offense. Jakes in the corner. Passes out to Goslin. Goslin dribbling in towards the free throw line. Out to Hall. Hall dribbling in now to Horahan. Looking for an open shot. Horahan looks for a contested layup. No good. I think she was looking for a foul on that one. Didn't get it, though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was a really difficult layup to try and get to, but not much you could do there.
As Gleisner now. Pass is picked off, intended from Joe Whalen. Picked off by Hale. Now Goslin dribbling up the court. Excellent layup there. Great job from Springfield on the defense there from Hall and Goslin to put Springfield back on top.
One thing I will always attribute to Goslin is her success with driving into the paint, just
Absolutely.
because she'll take whichever hand is on the outside and she'll stretch it as far as she can and somehow get it to go into the hoop.
Another steal from Springfield. Emily Jakes able to come up with it. And I mean, a lot of turnovers here to start for Smith, but that's exactly what you need for Springfield. It's not like, fundamental stuff like travels or double dribbles. They're getting some well-earned steals here.
Exactly. Just playing clean basketball.
Emily Jakes dribbling in, goes for the layup attempt, no good on the contested attempt, as now Smith is going to try and get something going here.
It's a difficult attempt to make. We saw Horahan do that on the other side of the rim, but 2 very questionable shots by Springfield on 2 really good steals.
Absolutely. It's now Gleisner trying to find an open person. Passes out to Joe Whalen. Joe Whalen passes inside to Morrison. Morrison double guarded. Back up to Gleisner. 5 seconds on the clock. Ruffner at the top of the key. She's going to need to take a shot quickly. Step back and a deep 3 from Ruffner is no good. Rebound Springfield.
Not going to lie, Dan, that looked really good coming out of the hands.
I certainly did. I mean, it was from very deep and just a little bit long. Passes in from Horahan, goes to Hall. Hall from the layup, no good. But a rebound to Steph Lyons. Another offensive rebound there for Springfield. No good, another chance. Not with a resetted shot clock, unfortunately. You got 10 seconds to work with as Goslin dribbles in. Looking for an open woman, goes to Hall. Hall hooks up a shot, no good. And Springfield unable to connect on the layup attempts there.
It's 3 straight attempts where they're just taking really bad shots in the paint. I mean, Taylor Hall tried a hook shot, heavily contested, so.
And steal from Smith, dribbling around, and it's going to be a foul called on Steph Lyons on the floor. That's the first foul of the half for the Springfield College Pride. I don't know. It must have come from the crowd or something, or like, I'm not sure, because neither of us.
Yeah, you want some down?
But, and Smith is going to inbound the ball now. Passes out towards Claremont. Claremont blocked by Jakes. Excellent block there from Emily Jakes.
It's a great start after the timeout, just setting the tone early.
Absolutely. I mean, certainly coming out of the timeout, Smith's looking to take all the momentum back, and that's huge for Springfield, but Smith will regain the possession as the ball went out. And risky pass there, but picked up by Gleisner. Pump fake, and they're going to call a travel against Morgan Morrison.
It's another turnover for Smith that brings them up to, I believe that is 11 on the night compared to Springfield 7.
As now Goslin's going to dribble the ball up the court for the Pride. Screen is set by Jakes, not used. Now Taylor Hall looking into Sam Horahan, back out to Hall. Hall from mid-range, shot is no good. Rebound is gotten by Horahan. Excellent offensive rebound from Horahan, as now Springfield is able to reset their offense. Goslin off the screen, passes out to Lauren Rudolph, back out to Horahan with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Goslin's gonna dribble in, and ball is knocked around. Goslin able to recover, and Taylor Hall on the offensive rebound gets an and one to fall.
Taylor Hall really hasn't hit a jump shot well since her first shot of the game, but that's a great response right there. Getting the offensive rebound number 2 on that possession and able to put it right back in.
Taylor Hall now looking to complete the and one as Springfield now has a 3-point lead. And the free throw is good. Springfield with a 2-possession lead now, as looks like Smith is going to make some subs. Ashlyn Bond is going to check into the game, replacing Amelia Claremont.
Springfield really finding a way to expand on this lead.
As Gleisner is now going to take the ball up, passes out to Joe Whalen. Joe Whalen, and shot is put up by Ruffner, no good. Rebound, Taylor Hall. And pass is stolen from Hall.
Oh, wow.
Gleisner is going to give Smith another chance here, as the pass from Hall was intercepted, deflected off her body. And now it looks like Baum is going to control the ball here. Looking in, passes into Morrison. Morrison trying to post up, passes out to the top of the key now, as Ruffner is going to try and reset with 8 seconds left, coming off the screen from Joe Whalen. Dribbling in, 4 seconds on the clock. Baum is going to take a 3, open, no good. Rebound goes back out to Baum, puts up another shot and is good. Ashlyn Baum just into the game is able
What a great impact right off the bench. One thing I want to add as well, sorry to cut you off right there, Dan, but just the Smith fan base that they brought with them really has been loud the whole game, almost as loud as Springfield. So talk about the fans, it's almost been even throughout the game.
And like you mentioned, Blake Arena has always been the 6th man for Springfield, and they're able to contain that is huge from the Smith crowd, as Springfield's unable to connect on a couple of shot attempts there.
Exactly.
Gleisner picking it up. Joe Whalen goes up for the layup. It is no good. And Alex Goslin is going to dribble the ball up the court now for the Pride.
Also, a quick update on the MIT-Babson game. 14 seconds left in the game, and Babson is currently down by 4.
Couple of tough layup attempts missed by Springfield, but Goslin's able to get another offensive rebound. Puts up a shot, blocked, and they're going to get a foul call. Alex Goslin is going to put herself on the free throw line.
Still a 2-point game, Dan, but again, outside of that shot that Smith just had, it's really been a little bit of a Springfield train right now rolling.
Absolutely. I mean, one thing that Springfield has really been doing extremely well is the offensive rebounds. I mean, it seems like they've had countless amounts of them. And Goslin's first free throw is no good. Second free throw is now incoming as Goslin's looking to make it a 3-point lead for the Pride. Shot is up and good. And Goslin's given Springfield a 3-point lead with 1:45 remaining in the third quarter. Gleisner's now setting up the offense, passes to Joe Whalen, dribbling into Baum. Baum moving around, trying to get an open shot, passes back out to Gleisner. Gleisner's into Ruffner. Ruffner dribbling around, passes inside to Morrison. And no, it is picked off by Vinton with 7 seconds left. Pass is deflected, stolen, but out of bounds is Gleisner.
Leisner's done a really good job just staying on top of Springfield on every single inbound pass, and she's always been in the way, disrupting it, and clearly wasn't able to get the steal there, but still a really good attempt.
She's done a really good job of getting a couple, putting the pressure on when that's normally, not done as much, especially in this state of the game where it's, not as high pressure, only the third quarter. As Jakes passes to Rudolph at the top of the key, now to Vinton. To Horahan. Horahan dribbling into the right side, puts up a layup attempt. It was blocked by Morrison. Excellent block there. As Smith is now going to try and get... And now it is going to be a charge called against the Pioneers. Huge break for Springfield there.
I'm just loving both teams defensively right now. We're seeing a lot of good double teams, steals, blocks, and even then, you're taking a charge. All 5 feet of Alex Goslin took that charge, and really with a smile on her face when she gets back up. That's just great defense.
Goslin now out to Jakes. Horahan down low. Goslin now in the corner with the ball. To Vinton, out to Horahan. Horahan dribbling in, posting up on the right side, puts up a layup attempt with 7 seconds left on the shot clock, no good, and the shot clock is off. And it seems like Smith may try for the last shot here, down by 3 in the third quarter.
This shot here is really going to determine how this fourth quarter is about to start. You make the 3, it's a tie game. You even make any kind of bucket, you shrink this lead to one possession.
Gleister puts up a shot from the free throw line, no good. Rebound Horahan. Horahan's going to hold it, and Vinton's going to truck up a shot from half court. No good, very close.
Yeah, look close from up here, Dan.
It really did. And Springfield's going to go into the fourth quarter leading 36-33. I mean, excellent job on the offensive side from Springfield there. What do you think you saw, Nico?
We saw a really slow third quarter. When we're talking about how Springfield went 9 points in the first quarter, 18 in the second, they responded with 9 points in the third quarter. Along with that, Smith only had 4. So we saw a really good defensive third quarter. Still a very close game. It's going to make a very interesting fourth quarter.
And one thing Springfield has been huge on is the second chance points. A lot of offensive rebounds from everyone. I mean, Goslin's been getting a lot. Taylor Hall has been getting a lot. Horahan has been getting a lot. And you've just been seeing a lot of key contributions from a wide mix of people. It hasn't necessarily been one person that's been carrying the ship.
Exactly. I mean, when you look at it, Horahan's leading the team, or actually, excuse me, Emily Jakes is leading the team with 8 rebounds. Behind her, Horahan has 6. Taylor Hall has 5. Even Stephanie Lyons and Alex Goslin both have 3. So it's really just been, everyone's grabbing rebounds right now, but the thing that's interesting is Smith is still out rebounding this team, 34-32.
And Alex Goslin is pumped up in the huddle. You think she's ready to go into this fourth quarter now?
Exactly. I mean, talk about the senior. You've seen it all. This is your last NEWMAC championship or NEWMAC tournament. You're putting everything on the court because there's no tomorrow.
Could be your last game in Blake.
Exactly. There's no tomorrow unless you show up today. Simple as that.
Exactly, and that's the leadership that you've seen from Alex Goslin for the last 4 years here, and it has been a testament to how this team has done in her time here. As Smith now inbounding the ball. Ruffner dribbling it up the court. Trying to look for a man out to Baum. Baum dribbling in, passes out to Gleisner. Pass is tipped, and it's off Taylor Hall as it looks like Smith is going to regain, or is going to maintain possession, I should say, with 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Baum passes out into Joe Whalen, and Joe Whalen is going to get fouled.
Another update for you. The MIT-Babson game has officially ended. MIT winning 78-72, meaning the winner of this game will have home court advantage coming in the finals.
And when that gets announced in Blake Arena, that's going to be a lot of incentive for both these sides, as they know that winning, you're going home to play the championship game, which is the most ideal scenario, as the first free throw from Joe Whalen is off the mark.
I don't think I've ever met a team that would rather play away. It just makes sense to be home.
And the second free throw is also no good, and Springfield able to catch a lucky break there. As Vinton, on a great pass from Goslin, shot is stuffed by Morrison. Excellent job on the block there. I mean, that was vicious.
Yeah, it looks scary from up here, but going back to this future matchup in the finals, one thing you have to be worried about is what kind of momentum is MIT going to be carrying when you knock out the number 1 seed?
I mean, yeah, that's absolutely a good point. I mean, MIT, especially like I mentioned earlier, the team that eliminated Springfield in the NEWMAC championship last year, Springfield's going to be looking for revenge should they pull out this win.
Yeah, very well could be a rematch from last year.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, for MIT to take out the #1 team like that, much like Coast Guard did earlier, I mean, that team has to have a lot of energy going into the championship.
Exactly. You have to be hyped up. No longer have that chip on your shoulder where you really have nothing to prove.
Exactly.
We saw a loose ball coming out of here by Springfield. They got regained possession.
Coming back in for Springfield is number 32, Semifinals.
As Emily Jakes is going to pass out to Horahan. Horahan dribbles in, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound goes out to Baum. And now to Gleisner. Gleisner dribbles out to the right, passes out to Baum. Baum looking for Joe Whalen. Joe Whalen passes to Gleisner. Back in. Great pass there to Morrison. Morrison puts up a layup. It is good. Excellent pass there from Gleisner.
That's great offense. When you have 3 defenders on you, you still found a way to just turn it around and put that in. Really good work.
Jakes passes into Goslin. Back out to Jakes. Beyond the 3-point arc into Horahan. Horahan dishes it back off to Jakes. Jakes dribbling in. Finds Vinton. Vinton dribbling in now with 10 seconds on the clock. Jakes puts up a 3. It is good! Emily Jakes! And that is a huge shot. Springfield now makes it a 2-possession game. It is 39-35.
On a team that's shooting 2 for 9 from behind the arc, why not shoot it? I mean, it's crazy to think about, but that really enlightened the Springfield crowd.
And they're going to get a charge call against Jakes on the layup attempt there. Emily Jakes now looking at 3 fouls on the board for her.
It's been an electric 2 minutes to start this 4th quarter, Dan.
I mean, that's everything you could have hoped for. And looks like timeout is going to be called now. And I mean, just absolutely amazing way to come out to start the fourth quarter if you're Springfield. That was everything you needed there.
Exactly.
On the 3, that really gets the crowd into it, gets everyone, the momentum going and all. And I mean, if you're Smith, I think you gotta tell your players to relax a little bit, just, soak everything in, and just, play with that sort of style that you did in the start of the game, where they were moving the ball around, driving a lot, and it seems like they've sort of gotten away from that recently.
Exactly. I mean, if you're coach right now, you're just telling them, hey, relax. It's a 4-point game. You still got this. This game has been back and forth. The whole game has been back and forth, but we've seen little stretches where I think the longest run we've seen from a team is being up by 3 or 4 points.
Yeah, no one's really pulled away yet, and I think you need to remind Smith, if you're Lynn Hersey right now, that this game is far from over. You're still very much in it. You just need one shot right here, and it's a 1-possession game.
Exactly.
And you're close to taking the lead back. But this Lake Arena crowd is really getting into it right now. Gleisner taking the ball up the court in an electric, loud Blake Arena.
Now the question is, how does Smith react to this?
Well, I mean, you got to definitely keep calm and collective. Just recognize that you're playing your game. I mean, you've gotten this far for a reason.
And you must be mindful as well. There's 7 over.
And Ruffner puts up a big 3 and is back to a 1-point game. Nico, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, I 100% agree with that. I mean, when you hit that kind of shot, you better be talking over me, Dan.
And that is huge for Smith. It is a 1-point game now. And this game is just keeping it close. Smith, this team has done an excellent job of keeping Springfield from pulling away when they've had a lot of opportunities to.
Before that 3 was made, I said we still have over 7 minutes of basketball left, so anything can happen. They respond with a 3. Springfield responds with a travel, so even though they're down, it's looking like Smith has confidence again.
And Ruffner is going to take the ball after the big 3. Dribbling in now, shot up for the lead, no good. Rebound, Springfield and Emily Jakes, as Goslin is now going to take it back up. Look out for Gleisner coming behind. And the ball is going to be off Smith as Gleisner tried to swipe the ball away from Goslin. And Springfield's going to maintain the ball with 23 seconds left on the shot clock, 7:06 left in the game, up by 1. And pass is tipped by Joe Whalen.
Just shaving off the shot clock right now.
Exactly. I mean, hey, anything goes in this moment. And pass goes out to Horahan. Now back out to Goslin into Hall. Hall goes out to Goslin now. Off the screen. Goslin looking to drive. Goes back out to Jakes. And Jakes puts up a shot. No good. Rebound is Gleisner's. Now she's going to go up the court.
Gleisner's almost been like that player of the game for Smith, just really doing everything.
Yeah, I mean, she's really been there for everything. Like, I mean, just getting a rebound there to go along with everything she's done for offense. And, you know, not necessarily the biggest scorer, but she's been moving the ball around. She's been getting people open, and that's something you need from a player like her.
She's been efficient to this offense. She's been able to do a little bit of playmaking. She can shoot when given the opportunity, but more important, I just think her defense has been so good. Constant pressure on Springfield. It's resulted in a couple turnovers as well.
And 6 seconds are going to remain on the shot clock here. As the pass goes out to Gleisner. Pike takes a deep three, and no good. I mean, needed to shoot there with the shot clock and just wasn't able to get it to go. But Springfield gets the rebound.
That's not the first time we've seen that from this Smith team as well. They've really drained the shot clock, and then they've just put up a panic shot.
And it's always a very deep three, too. Like, not a shot that you would take in any other circumstance, it seems.
Well, they're just they're struggling to find an open look.
And Goslin takes a shot, no good. Rebound goes out, just toss it on to Smith, and Gleisner's going to take it back up. And it looks like you're going to need to reset the offense here. Springfield did a great job getting back on defense and preventing the fast break. As Ruffner's going to take a three, no good. Rebound, bomb, and one, Ashlyn Baum. Huge turn of events here as Smith is now retaking the lead, and they're looking to expand on it as an and one is good on the layup from Ashlyn Baum.
Bond really was in the perfect scenario to catch that rebound. Lions, honestly, at that point, you just don't touch her. You just let her put that back in because anything you try to do, you're going to get the whistle blown, and that's exactly what happened.
But, you know what, Springfield able to catch the break as the free throw is missed. So
a lucky break there for the Pride.
Yeah, certainly, but for future reference, definitely don't want to foul on an easy layup like that.
Exactly.
Because those extra points will go a long way.
We really haven't seen much from Sam Horahan after her hot second quarter.
Well, let's see if she has the ball right now, posting up. Putting up a great shot on a fake with no good. Rebound goes out to Horahan. And passes tips, and Smith able to control the ball now as they pass into Morrison. Morrison puts up a layup. It is good. And Smith now with a 3-point lead. I mean, what a turn here as Springfield's going to call timeout.
Like I said, Dan, it's constantly back and forth. The largest lead we have seen this game has been by 4, and just like that, Smith erased it, and they created their own 3-point lead.
I mean, now you got to see what Springfield does to respond here. This is the first time Smith has had a big lead in quite a while, so, I mean, you're going to have to see, you know, is Springfield able to keep themselves in the game the way that Smith has been able to when Springfield has had their moments of going up. We're going to take a little break here. We'll be back in just a moment. Jakes inbounds the ball to Goslin. Goslin looking to bring the momentum back the Pride's way as it has been lost, and now Smith has a 3-point lead with 5 minutes remaining in the match. Goslin able to get the ball, get an open position, dribbles right in.
Great spin move.
Great spin move there. And Horahan trying to get in and pass across the court. 3 is taken by Steph Lyons. Off the rim and no good, but a rebound on we got a jump ball. Who has possession? Looks like they're going to give it to Smith.
That's why Taylor Hall is just so crucial to this team, because she's always going to put her body on the line for every rebound, it feels like.
Yeah, absolutely. And Smith looking to expand on a lead. This can be a big opportunity here for Smith to finally pull away and get some, some cushion without having to play under so much pressure.
Oh, Dan, I don't think I've ever heard the opponent's side of Blake Arena so loud before.
I really don't think I have either. This is absolutely crazy right now. I mean, the Smith fans have really brought it, and they're going to get a foul called. And looks like there's going to be a trip to the line. Steph Lyons getting the foul. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Looks like Sam Horahan got the foul called against her. That's her second.
Smith has an opportunity to make it a 5-point lead with just with around 4.5 minutes remaining.
And that's big. That's big, especially, there hasn't really been a whole lot of, big leads for either team. And this could be a big turn of events here as the first free throw attempt is up and good. Morgan Morrison able to expand it to a 2-possession game now. Let's see if she can finish it off, make it a 5-point lead. Shot is up, no good, and it is rebounded by Springfield. Emily Jakes now looking to take the ball up, trying to make it a closer game. Alex Goslin now is going to reset the offense with just over 4 minutes remaining in the game. Out to Taylor Hall. Taylor Hall passes down low to Horahan. Great look. Back to Emily Jakes. Puts up a 3.
Oh.
In and out, swirled out of the rim.
So unfortunate right there. Just really was in and out like you said. Really messing with the hearts of Springfield right now.
Just not able to fall on the shot there. Not a bad shot there from Jakes. Was open. Just got unlucky there. And Gleisner's going to dribble it in, taking a shot. No good. And they're going to call a foul against Morgan Morrison now. Springfield's going to take possession of the ball. With 3:43 left in the match, and Ruffner's going to sub back in for Ashlyn Baum.
Seems like a little confusion on the court right now.
Certainly looking to maybe find where the foul was. Looks like that's going to be the first one of the quarter for the visiting Smith College Pioneers.
Both teams really around similar foul trouble. I mean, Springfield has 13 on the night. I believe that's number 11 for Smith. So fouling hasn't been in trouble for either team, but with just under 4 minutes left, I wouldn't be surprised if this game stays this close, if we're going to see a lot more fouls.
No, I mean, you're certainly right, especially with the free throws. And, we mentioned earlier, Springfield struggling a little bit on the free throws, and those, some of those extra points could be looking real good right now.
Well, I will say it's on both sides. I mean,
definitely.
Smith is shooting 5 for 11 right now. Springfield's 6 for 14. Neither a really high percentage.
As Goslin's now going to bring it back out to Jakes, over to Grace Zindelet, who's now checked into the game. Looking to get an open shot here as the screen is set by Horahan. And the ball is stolen by Morgan Morrison. An aggressive play here, but Joe Whalen able to take control, and after a big mess of where the ball was going around, looks like Smith is going to get a possession here as Gleisner is going to try and find an open shot. Passes out to Claremont. Claremont puts up a layup. It is good. And we are looking at a 6-point lead now for the Pioneers with just under 3 minutes left in the game.
Obviously 6 points isn't a lot to look at, but if you backtrack about this whole game, that's been a really big lead. And if Springfield does not act quick, this really could be the game.
And Emily Jakes able to put him back in.
On cue.
On cue, just what the Pride needed, just what the doctor ordered. Emily Jakes puts up a solid mid-range shot, and it is a 45-41 Pioneer lead with 2:30 left in the game. Gleisner passes out to Joe Whalen.
Now the question is, how is Smith going to respond?
10 seconds left on the clock. Ruffner at the top of the key, looking for a play. Screen is set by Joe Whalen. Taylor Hall now guarding her. Drives in at the shot clock, at the buzzer of the shot clock, able to pull up a big layup. And
huge shot.
Big shot there, certainly, from Smith on an excellent drive there from Ruffner. And Goslin passes out to Jakes. Jakes with a contested 3. No good. Ball is bounced around, and it's going to be, looks like a foul called against Springfield. That's going to be against Emily Jakes.
You still have a decent amount of time to work with. Obviously down by 6 right now. If you hit that shot, it's only a 3-point game. But I'm really just questioning the idea on that point, because this team, the one thing I've seen from the Springfield team throughout the season is they have really good shooting nights and they have really poor shooting nights. And tonight's been one of the poor nights when you talk about 3 for 13 from 3.
Yeah.
So having that quick chuck-up shot for a 3 just baffles me.
And first free throw from Claremont is up and good. Correction, foul was on Grace Zindelet, not Emily Jakes. As there's now under 2 minutes left. Looking to take a commanding lead here are the Pioneers, and they are. A 7-point lead. Has to be one of the biggest ones we've seen in a while tonight.
It's now a 3-possession game, so honestly, if you're the Pioneers, you just need to take long possessions. You can drain this game out.
And Jakes is going to put up a three. It is good! Emily Jakes with a huge three to keep Springfield's pulse alive. And it is a 5-point game now with 1:39 left in the game as Ruffner is going to dribble it up, trying to fight the ball, and they're going to call timeout on the Pioneers. A huge three there from Emily Jakes to keep this game, not quite out of hand yet. I mean, certainly Springfield still has a lot of work to do to get back to at least force an overtime or maybe take the win. But I mean, they're taking the right steps right now with that three.
I feel like I'm watching the same game from earlier, just talking about the Springfield College against Coast Guard game for the men's, where Springfield was always just one step behind. They just kept clawing back, and that's what's happening right now in this fourth quarter, where Smith is really taking a little bit of a commanding lead. In the fourth quarter, Smith has scored 16 points to Springfield's 8. So they've really taken a little bit of a lead, and with 1:30, Springfield's going to be scrambling. They're going to need fast points, while if you're Smith, take as much time as you need, and you better start hitting your free throws.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely the free throws are really going to do what it's come down to, because it's, sooner or later, if you're Springfield, you're going to have to start fouling and, giving yourselves opportunity to get the ball, no matter what cost, if it's going to cost, a couple of points for Smith.
Right now it is a two-possession game, so it really depends on what happens with this possession. If you can get a stop and a quick bucket, might not need a foul.
Looking to inbound, and pass is tipped. Grabbed by Morrison, trying to grab it, and they're going to call a foul now against Taylor Hall. That's going to be her third on what's looked like a push there, trying to get the ball. And that is going to be the 6th foul on Springfield now, so they're in the 1-1 now.
It was a fight for the ball, as you're saying, going out of bounds, and really not much you can do there. You're just really hoping as a player that the ref doesn't call that.
Yeah, and the first free throw is up. No good. I mean, that's big for Springfield. You're
getting a little dramatic here, Dan.
As Morrison now looks to put the second free throw up, this will put him up by 6. No good. Rebound Horahan, and free throw woes continue for both teams as Goslin now looking to bring Springfield back into the game as Zindelet dribbling the ball, just 1:20 remaining out to Goslin. Goslin driving into the left, steps back, the broken ankles, and they're going to call what looks like a foul on Taylor Hall. Offensive off-ball foul, and that's the worst thing that could have happened there. I mean, Goslin made a great move, just unfortunately, a tough break for the Pride on the off-ball foul called on Taylor Hall.
It really can't happen. We talk about the amount of mistakes that have been made in this game, talking about turnovers. It's unfortunate. I mean, that's Springfield's 12th turnover on the night compared to Smith's 14. That mistake can't happen this late in the game.
No, I mean, that was a tough break there. And almost able to see the ball is Goslin. And looks like they're looking to waste the clock here. Gleister had a shot there, didn't take it. And now just dribbling the ball around. Dribbles in now, out to the corner where Ruffner is. Takes a three, no good. Air ball and rebounded by Zindelet, and there's going to be a foul called against Claremont for the Pioneers.
We are under a minute left in this game. It's getting dramatic.
It's getting dramatic. 5-point lead held by the Pioneers, looking to advance to the finals of the NEWMAC. Well, they will be hosting MIT, or will it be Springfield? It depends on what happens here. And looks like Smith is having not exactly a timeout, but they're having all their players meet, and coach is saying a few words. And looks like they're going to do a quick sub here as Ashlyn Baum enters the game, replacing Amelia Claremont.
Springfield really needs a quick shot here if they want to stay in this game. And this possession is going to be the most important possession of the game so far.
To this point, absolutely. As Goslin, this is out to Horahan, back to Goslin now. Goslin puts up a three, no good. Rebound is tossed around and gotten by Joe Whalen as Smith able to get a big stop there, and Emily Jakes is going to have to foul now, and that is her 4th. So one more, and Emily Jakes will have to exit the game.
Exactly. Taylor Hall also with 3, but outside of that, you have a couple fouls to give when you talk about Horahan, Goslin,
absolutely,
and Zindelet.
And Jessie Ruffner is going to be on the line now, looking to make this possibly a 3-possession game. She can hit both of these free throws. First one is up, no good. No good, and Springfield continuing to get lucky with the missed free throws by Smith.
Now 7 for 16 on the night.
Second shot is up. Blake Arena is loud, hoping for a miss on the Springfield side. And shot is up and good. and they're going to call a timeout. Coach Graves here, I mean, with this game on the line, there's a lot that you're going to need to, look for in this stage of the game where you're basically just in foul mode. You need some quick possessions, some quick shots. What do you think Coach Graves is going to be saying in this huddle here?
Composure is going to be the key. You need to stay composed. To be fair, with that free throw opportunity, only hitting one is the second most ideal situation outside of missing both, just because it's still a 2-possession game. Now, however, you just have to hit your threes, which, again, the Springfield team really has not been doing well tonight. So it's a sticky situation to be in. You never want to be in this position, but they can very well dig themselves out.
They absolutely can. This is a team that's certainly capable of doing so.
You need to score quick, you need a 3, and you need a defensive stop. Give yourself around 15 seconds and hope that you can send this game to overtime.
3 would be huge, because then you don't necessarily have to foul, because it is still a 1-possession game.
Exactly.
In that case. And they're going to be playing some tight defense here as Smith. Sam Horahan putting up a 3. It is good! A 3 from Sam Horahan! And absolutely huge. A timeout is going to be called, looks like. Timeout being called by Smith. Huge shot there from Horahan. Just exactly as we were saying. A 3-point game.
You needed that quick 3. Now it's a 1-possession game, and as you said before, there are still 33 seconds left on the clock, so there's still going to be a shot clock. They can't just drain it out. Granted, you're probably going to have to do something, as in you don't want them to only have 3 seconds on the clock, but Springfield still has a chance, Dan. This is a playoff game.
The door is open, Nico. I mean, huge shot there from Horahan when they absolutely needed it most. And, if you're Springfield, you don't necessarily have to foul here, but you absolutely need to stop.
Exactly. No, I think you can't foul just because then it's going to make it a 2-possession again, another 2-possession game. You need to get the stop no matter what, and you have to respond by tying this game.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Looks like Coach Graves is going to try and draw some defensive play here for the Pride. And this has just been an exciting game, back and forth from here on. And, we mentioned earlier, Smith had, I believe it was a 7-point lead at one point, and Springfield has been able to keep it close and not let them pull away too much.
Exactly. It's just really been both teams just clawing at it back and forth, which is what I said from the very beginning of what I wanted in this game. A really competitive game.
Big defensive possession coming up for the Pride. Joe Whalen, and it is knocked around. A jump. What are they going to call here? It looks like a push foul against Springfield, and that is a tough break for the Pride. Push foul on Goslin as there was a loose ball. That's going to put him on the line immediately. That is not what you wanted to see for the Pride.
I mean, if you want to be a little positive about this, there's 30.9 seconds left
Certainly.
on the clock. So
I mean, they definitely didn't, drain a lot of clock, but on the loose ball, just unfortunate series of events. Not like it was a bad foul necessarily, but more just aggression going for the ball as a missed free throw there from Baum. So I mean, hey, you never know.
You never know, Dan. It all depends. It really just depends on this free throw.
This is huge, and it's going to go in. So now it's a 2-possession game again with 30.9 seconds left. Springfield's going to call a timeout now.
Springfield needs to do exactly what they just did last time. They need to get an open look. If they do that, it's going to be a 1-point game. You have to foul, and you're going to be in the same boat where you're going to be down by 3.
Daniel Curran and Nico Fasella coming to you live from Blake Arena for the last 30 seconds of this NEWMAC semifinal of women's basketball between Springfield and Smith. Smith leading by 4. Emily Jakes takes a shot. It is airballed, and Grace Zindelet's going to have to foul there. 27.7 seconds left as Smith will be going to the line.
I'm really questioning that shot by Jakes in every way, just because it's an awkward shot at the mid-range, and if you hit that, it really doesn't change that much because you have to foul again, and it's just going to be a 2-possession game if they hit both.
I think the consolation there, the mindset is keeping as much time at the clock as possible. Only wasted a few seconds, and now looking at 24 seconds on the clock as the first free throw is made from Baum. And it is now a 5-point game.
No matter what, this is going to make it a 2-possession game, but
Yeah. Because that's tough for Springfield. Now it's a 6-point game as the second free throw is hit. Springfield's going to have to get a quick shot up here if they want to stay in this. As there's 24 seconds left, Goslin taking the ball up. Passes over to Jakes. Jakes passes over to Zindalet. Zindalet takes a three, no good. Rebound is up and going tossed around. Gotten by Ruffner. Ruffner is taking it up the court. With 10 seconds left in the game, foul is called on Taylor Hall. And that's tough for Springfield.
I think that's going to wrap up the game here for Springfield, but it's a really good game overall to watch.
Looking very bleak for the Pride right now, but very exciting game going down to the wire. It looks like Smith is all but has this one in the bag. And assuming they're able to pull this out, they will be hosting the MIT Engineers at their place on Sunday. As the first free throw from Ruffner is up and good. It is now a 3-possession game. I mean, it looks like they've got this all but in the bag. As there is 7.6 seconds left on the clock. Ruffner looking to make it an 8-point contest with this free throw, which is done perfectly. Springfield's going to make a few changes here. Madeline Fay coming in. Steph Lyons coming in. Rachel Vincent coming in, replacing some of the seniors. As Emily Jakes, Alex Goslin, and Taylor Hall are all exiting this game.
See Jake's very emotional as well. Just for your senior campaign, it's a sad way to go out.
It's tough indeed, as Zindalet's going to put up a shot. Good from 3. Is now a 5-point game with 0.4 seconds on the clock, and that's going to do it from Blake Arena tonight. The Smith College Pioneers have pulled through. They have won this contest, and they will be going on to face MIT in the NEWMAC final.